writing a paper?
Does your teacher say you need to cite your sources?
Do you need to use MLA format? Then we can help you.
There are many important parts of MLA.
But today we're going to talk about the most basic part, how to set up your paper.
MLA format requires you to do the following things to your paper. Set all margins to 1 inch. Set the line spacing to double spacing. Set the font to Times New Roman. Set the font size to 12. Insert a header that includes your last name and the current page number, and send in your title. The first thing you'll need to do is open Microsoft Word. Word will open a new blank document for you. Now we'll set all the margins to 1 inch. This will create a 1 inch border around your whole paper. To do this, click on Page Layouts. Then, click on Margins. Make sure Normal is selected. This will set all of the margins to 1 inch.
The next thing you need to do is make sure your paper is double spaced. To do this, go back to the Home tab, click on the little arrow to the right of the word Paragraph. This will bring up a pop-up box. Click on the down arrow under Line Spacing and select Double. You also want to make sure you don't have any extra space between your paragraphs. There's 2 ways to do this. You can click on the box next to Don't Add Space Between Paragraphs of the Same Style. Or you can set the before and after spacing to 0 points. Both ways will work. Make sure you remember to click OK when you're done.
Next, you want to set your font to Times New Roman and your font size to 12. To do this, stay on the Home tab. Click on the Font drop-down arrow. Scroll down to Times New Roman and click on it. Next, click on the Font Size drop-down arrow and click on 12.
After you change the font and the font size, you'll want to insert your header. MLA requires the header to include your last name and the current page number. To do this, click on the Insert tab. Next, click on Page Number. Hover over top of page and click on Plain Number 3. This will insert your page number. Now you'll want to add your last name to the header. To do this, click to the left of the number and type your last name. Make sure there's a space between your last name and the page number. Like the rest of your paper, you want your header to be Times New Roman, size 12. To do this, highlight your header. Then click on the font drop-down arrow and click on Times New Roman. Next, click on the font size drop-down arrow and select the number 12. This will change your header.
We're almost ready to start writing, but first you need to enter your information on the left side of the page. You need 4 things here: your first and last name,
Your teacher's name.
Your class name and your date.
Most of the information is pretty easy to enter. The tricky part is the date. In MLA, you write the date a little differently. First you write the day, then the month, and finally the year. It might look a little bit like this.
After you enter your information, it's time for your title. Even if you don't know what you're going to title your paper, it's a good idea to put something as a placeholder.
To do this, click on the second set of lines in the paragraph section. Remember, do not bold or underline your title.
Now you're ready to start typing. Good luck, and be on the lookout for Team MLA's videos.
I'm not ready. Stop it.